I'm Calius Eastwind, King of Eastwind, King of the Eastwind Knights. And what we have here, we have the position of lead knight, the only position that is not either fought for or directly assigned to that position by me and my wife. This is an elected position for a reason. We need the confidence and the views of those they are responsible over. The lead knight is in charge of the watchers. The watchers are the immediate level of initiate, page, and squire, the entire journey that it takes to get to a knight. They are our university. And with this time we have our very first runoff. The very first time that we opened this position, it was a requested and approved Tandler Golden Bow. Stepped into the position during its development and has been doing a wonderful job with him and his team. But now it comes to the confidence of Eastwind. Introduce yourselves, please.
I am General Tandler Goldenbow. I am the General of the House of Rangers, current lead knight of Eastwind, and fame to the King and Queen.
Lieutenant Codair Goldenbow of the House of the Hearthkeepers. It's all me.
All right. Well, we have a few questions for those that came here. We have said the questions to them early enough to get their minds into it. Let's see what they come up with. First question, please. You have one question? One question.
I do.
Thank you.
For our pages, squires, and knights that we have seen less active out here, what is your plan to get them re-energized and to come back to us? That's either one of you.
Take that one. It's an easy one. The best plan is always simple. And the simple plan is to make sure that everybody out here is having fun while they're traveling the path of knighthood. And if they are, the old knights, they may not come out and they may be inactive, but they still keep an eye on us. And if they see that, they'll start coming back out. They'll want to come out and help. They'll want to come out and play. They'll want to come out and see that what we've grown since they've been gone.
May I?
Yes.
I totally agree with that statement. I also believe that life comes first. Life may carry you away from Eastwind, but it is the job of the watchers to keep in touch, at least keep in touch with the retired and with the active, the inactive members that have decided to choose to have their life has taken them in a different direction. So just keeping in touch with them, current invites to all events, and keep them up to date with our meetings and stuff like that. And I do agree with him that they will find the time when the time is there.
Next question.
What does it mean to be lead knight to you?
Yeah. As one of the founders of the New Path Eastwind, when we established the lead knight, it's a position that it's basically a head watcher. So you are the ultimate responsibility for all of the initiates to make sure all of their information is done. You're responsible for all the pages to make sure each and every house gets an opportunity to meet and greet with this person and to show them the skills and the crafts that each house is responsible for. And we are also responsible for squires who have yet to be chosen by a knight or yet to be accepted by the knight, to make sure that they maintain the path and show the skills that we've been teaching them from the beginning.
All right. I find that answer very complete, but off subject. What does it mean to you? Is that correct?
Oh, I apologize. What it means to me is since 2010, I have bled green and gold. I have watched every member of Eastwind come from, since then I've watched every member of Eastwind go from a new member to a page to a squire. And it is, I wholeheartedly wish to remain lead knight as I can continue to watch initiates walk their path and become the great knights that we are.
All right, to you. What makes this, why bother doing this? Why is it special? What does it mean? Why do you need this job?
What it would mean for me is a chance to grow a place that I love by doing two things that I love. And there are plenty of pages and squires out there that will tell you that if they need mentorship or if they need help, they need assistance, I am one of the ones that they come to, and I truly love that because I know that it makes a long-term impact on East Wind.
All right, nice. Next question, please. Donna, did you have two? Okay. Paula?
What would qualify you to become lead knight?
You already
both
are.
of you?
But what qualifies you to be?
My qualifications. Let's see, where to start the list. I joined Eastwind in 2010. In February of 2010, in December 2010, I was the second only first knight of Eastwind. I've been the first knight of Eastwind for 6 of the last 8 years. I am the current lead knight. I am the general of the House of Rangers. I am founding members of several arts guilds of Eastwind. So taking on the responsibilities of all on the path just really falls in line for me to do things that I love, and that is Eastwind.
What qualifies you to come behind someone who has this much experience and also part of its development? That you believe that the watchers that you will be over will not pay a cost because of your non-experience to this level. What do you have that will cover that gap?
15 years as a lead trainer at Walmart count?
Well, yes, it does.
I have a lot of real-world management experience, but aside from that, I was one of the ones that helped develop the path of the initiates. It's only been about 3.5 years that I've been at Eastwind, but almost from the very start, I've been in a position of leadership or in a group of leadership of one kind or another. Helped develop the Hearthkeepers, helped develop the most recent path to knighthood. Everybody knows about AmpGuard, which is a job in its own. But yeah, I have plenty of experience, and I've got a lot of ideas. So.
All right, thank you. Next question, please.
What are all the responsibilities of a lead knight, in your opinion?
The lead knight of Eastwind is responsible for everything. Truthfully,
It's one of those jobs.
it's one of those jobs. It is all, the lead knight position is all encompassing, right? You are not a member of a house as a lead knight. You're not a member of, you yourself walk the path repeatedly as a lead knight, because your job as the lead knight is to help those on the path, not to lead them down the path, but to help them. And did I miss the question? Okay, thank you. So the responsibilities of a lead knight is to assist each and every individual who has chosen to walk the path one more step down the road, right? It's not a matter of pushing or shoving, but it's offering the assistance when the assistance is needed. It's offering shoulders to cry on. It's offering the full spectrum of emotion to make sure that that person is well taken care of on that path.
Okay. My cameraman, do you have a question?
I do. As a watcher, I'd like to know, what are your goals for improving or assisting the watchers in the future? What are your immediate goals for the watchers and for Eastwind in and of itself? Because you will be the voice of Eastwind.
The goals are pretty simple. Just take what has been working and what works really well and just leave it alone. Don't mess with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If there's anything that's a little bumpy, then we need to polish that up. If it doesn't work at all, then we need to put it aside and really sit down and look at it. So streamlining that process, but at the same time making it a more meaningful process would be my main goal.
Do you, either one of you, see anything that's going on right now as the process of the watchers that you could see as a possible improvement, an improvement on what we have right now? We're about to ready to review all of this within the next 2 months and make our next changes. What changes would you throw on the board?
I completely agree with my co-runner here, with everything that he said. I think that one of my intentions in the future is to create a little bit more detail, starting with the initiate, because it is the job of the initiate to gather as much information about Eastwind and Eastwinder as possible. So I have, even not in this election, I would still like to offer you my ideas in the future for gathering details not just about Eastwind itself or the people of Eastwind, but encompassing it all in the initiate's path, such as learning the names of all the paths of Eastwind, such as giving us information about yourself, because the job of initiate is to learn who we are, right? But we know nothing of you. So adding details about yourself into your initiate path that we all have access to are just a few of the things that I look for into the future. And as far as anything needs improvement, and that is what needs improvement. Right now it's history and safety, which are the two main things that initiate needs to be functioning, standing on their own at Eastwind. And do you have anything to add to that, sir?
When I said I'd like to see it more streamlined, it needs to be more efficient, but at the same time more encompassing. Like you said, it should feel more familial rather than assembly line. And right now it's floated back and forth, and I want to figure out a way to make sure it stays in the family side, so that they know that you're not joining a club. You're not going down to the Elks Lodge and throwing your $100 on the bar. You know, this isn't a club. It is a family, but it does have requirements. And wouldn't that be nice? You could do that to everybody in your family.
All right. Yes, who are you, please?
I am Seren, First Knight of Eastwind, and a product of the Path of the Knights. My question to you is, what are your plans for elevating the pages and squires? What are your plans for training them so that their abilities and standards reach higher than even our own?
Well put.
Now you can have that one.
It should be part of their path to know the knights and to know the safety and to know the history. And that is all there right now, but that is one of the things that should come into play with it is not only do you need to know the history and the safety, but you need to demonstrate it. And while you're at it and demonstrating it, this gentleman here can show you how to throw on the wall while he's telling you about it. You know,
Thank you. So you want
Mysteria can teach you how to shoot a bow while she's telling you about it, because a lot of times these people are looking, and I've seen it in their faces, they look at you while you're telling the history and the safety, and they go, and they've never had any hands-on experience, so they have no clue, and they need to before they move on.
So you're wanting to move to the agenda hands-on along with the actual information to give them rooted to it. Okay.
And again, I totally agree with that statement. With also the inflection of bringing guilds into the mix. I think that Arts of the Plate and Arts of the Flame and the other various guilds should have input in this as well, because you are looking for we don't want people to be us, right? I mean, maybe, but we want people to be better than us, right? So offer up guild options, have, require guild participation of some sort. I think that would also enhance pages and squires and initiates on their path. And we are currently working with Amp-Guard, Dagger here, and a few other of the Middle-earth Rangers to better enhance our pages and squires as well. So we are currently bringing up outside influences to better, well-round, and better train our pages and squires.
Sounds like we're headed to a very A very good, healthy move. I have another question here, please.
Yes, I have, this is pointed at Cook-Air. With all your responsibilities with Amp Guard and with Arts of the Plate and anything else that you have going on, is this going to, or those things going to affect your ability to be a lead night?
No. No, it's just a matter of scheduling. We have scheduled meetings for Amp Guard, so they won't get in the way.
May I elaborate on that as well?
I was going to ask you to, but I just had something biting me. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's okay. Cook-Air is an amazing individual. He has his hand and feet in everything that is Eastwind, as I do. So, accepting this responsibility is nothing more than doing what we already do. We're just going to get credit for it, right? We already pay attention to the little ones. We already guide them, and it's the title is nothing more than enhancement of stuff we already do, right? So, yes, that's
All right, is that it? Any last words you'd like to say?
We have one more
I'm
question,
sorry.
Majesty.
Thank you.
I actually have two, if you don't mind.
Please do.
The first one, it just sprang to mind because of something that Robert said. The littles. Our junior knights, our children, are our next generation. How is it that you plan to get them engaged so that they're not sitting out here bored on the weekends when we're all enjoying ourselves? How do you plan to engage the junior knights?
Well, before they answer that, the junior knights are not a part of the Watchers. We're putting together that package. So I just want to divide there. If we put together a package for these juniors, now go with me. You now apply her question. Of course, we will be doing this. How would you present us to build this?
how would I is not the question. The fact is that I have already started negotiations on several fronts to bring the Poppets into the Watchers. I have talked to several of the founders, including Cook-Air here, about, so the Poppets are already gonna, in the beginning stages of transferring into our realm to be in. And so it's nothing more than a little bit more collaboration work all the way around. And I believe that the Junior Knights program will be up and running and fully functional this year. So, anything you'd like to elaborate on that?
I've already got 99% of it written out for the junior knights, and the younger ones, not as much as the older ones, but the older ones definitely need to be heading in the direction of the actual path too, so that they can just transfer right over nice and smooth.
Like a junior ROTC.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. You said you had one more question.
And my last question. Why you? Why should I, when I go and cast my vote tonight, why you?
Because his
That's for
title's
both of
longer
you.
than mine, so kind of even them out a little bit.
And on the serious side.
Seriously.
I've watched Eastwind grow from birth. I apologize, sir, from near birth. I have been here since the beginning. I have helped raise all of the buildings that you see. I have raked all the paths. I have walked the path several times. And it is 100% within my realm to continue doing. And I love doing it.
Yeah, he said. Not quite as much. As I've not been here as long as Lord Handler here, but you know, old dirt's the same dirt. But yeah, I like the idea of Eastwind. I love Eastwind itself, and I just want to see it grow and just make it better along the way as best I can.
Eastwind, these are your two candidates. Tonight, for those who are not able to be here, to be part of the actual using of the daggers for their vote. Yes. Okay, I'm getting kind of scared now. By, what time is it now?
8:30.
By approximately 9 o'clock, I will post this video through YouTube and then put the connection straight to it. And then everybody will have a chance to vote as a message to me, not as a response. You put a message up there and we're going to have a problem. It will come to as a message to me who you are voting for, Sir Coquer, Sir Tandler. Thank you very much. Give him a hand.
East Wind out.